From my perspective, this is, and many people's perspective, including most ancient peoples, native elders, shamans, mystics, yogis, we're at a crucial moment here in our planet's and star systems transit through the galaxy and the universe. And welcoming the new season is all about, for me, it's about tools. I'm perpetually trying different things to adjust to the changing climate of what's happening. To give a kind of basic reference for new folks, our planet and star are moving, right? So in the same way that our planet moves around the sun here, the star, and as it moves through each area further away, you get cold winter, you get closer, seasons change relative to its motion in the star system. In the same way, our star system moves through the galaxy, and also the galaxy moves through the larger universe of galaxies. Ancient folks have always understood this and referred to it as shift of the ages. And there's different types of ages. There's smaller astrological ones, there's larger galactic ones, the Mayan mapped out. And so just like in the planets transit through the star system, you get the physics change relative to the place where, you know, colder or warmer. In the same way, the physics change as our star moves through the galaxy. And the key thing on planet Earth, if you want to understand this, the key thing is cold, right? If it's cold, you adjust to the cold. If it's warm, you adjust to the warm. And the key thing from my perspective for the shift that's happening right now is understanding the difference between reality that's linear, and as in the case of this previous age that we're leaving, came from the past. In other words, people here on planet Earth propagated their experience, their perception of their experience relative to the different moments they've had since they got here to the planet, right? So the personality was developed by this coalescing of impressions that made the identification of their experience. And from my perspective, that's not a functional, that's not an effective structure, operating system for where we're going right now, where we are and where we're going. Where we are is the linear experience is literally dissolving. It's not a relative experience, and that's based on our star system's transit through the galaxy and proximity to the center of the galaxy. Most of the work that we share here is based on the understanding of how to take things that are linear and dissolve and unwind them back into neutral. So for folks that are new, the easy way to start is to if you take a breath in, and at the top of the breath, relax, let the breath go, take a breath in, then totally relax. The breath is polarity, right? Positive, negative. If you take another breath in, and at the top of the breath, simply stop. Kind of feels like holding the breath. Don't hold the breath. Let the breath keep going like it does when you rest. The breath is good at doing its own thing. Yet if you stay here in the space between the breath and hold, you'll find that your condition, you can rest here. Breath is gently doing its own thing. Really what happens is when you hold still point, the breathing slows and starts to acclimate and tune to the cranial rhythm, the cerebral spinal fluid rhythm, which is slower than the breath. And it's how everyone is when they're a baby. Everyone is kind of... I learned this from a yogi, and yogi said he lived in space between the breath. So this is the first thing. In fact, I want to kind of, having given a reference for what's going on the planet right now, I want to touch on, to me, some very simple tools that can help to assist in this moment here on the planet. It's a strong moment right now, and for folks that have been with us, we've been sharing tools for many years, and I always kind of retune things that based on my experience of what's going on and how to best acclimate. And the thing I want to kind of touch on today, because it's really, really important. It's one thing to hold a nice, open, neutral state, yet there's also situations where there's energies and things going on. There's a big play right now on the planet, right? So as we're moving into this new season, there's some energies and things which they're not really wanting to go into the same new season that we're wanting to go into, right? So they have their own different factions of energy and situations are all at play because we haven't totally ripened into this next moment. And so it's really crucial how those of us who are consciously participating in the stewardship and unfolding of this new season, how we utilize our perception and our condition to help guide and structure and usher and steward in this next moment. So holding neutral to me, so really there's a few very simple basic things that are essential to anybody who's wanting to arrive and abide in the new season, right? First thing is you've got to be able to unwind things. If you can't unwind things, it's not a good moment to be on planet Earth if you're not comfortable dissolving. You know, every ancient tradition on planet Earth refers to the end of each age. Ages are not something only for New Age. Every religion understands these ages. And if you look at the teachings of every religion, almost all of them refer to a flood at a certain point. And a flood is a really bad translation. If I studied comparative religion, flood is not the translation. They call it pralaya. And pralaya means dissolution. And at the end of each age, there's a dissolution. And the dissolution is, in essence, it's the old structures that were solidified in place in that previous moment, dissolving as a new flow of energy comes in. From my perspective, this condition of the quantum field is a new operating system for this new moment, this new season arriving on planet Earth. Body, personality were the reference points for the previous season. Quantum field, non-linear. Linear state, previous age season, non-linear state, new season.